colleague, Mrs. Dita CHARANZOVÁ from the ALDE group. She's an economist. She spent many years working in the Foreign Service of the Czech Republic, and she was also an election observer in Kosovo for the OECD. She's the shadow rapporteur for ALDE in IMCO, and for that reason, she's directly involved in the trilogue negotiations on the proposed directive. Dita, please.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the European Parliament. We have decided to organize this meeting just to take a stock-taking of what happened. Actually, it's a year after the terrible terrorist attack. We know the reaction of the European Commission that proposed the proposal that you have just heard from Mr. Alexis. The proposal from the day when it was published made a huge debate all over Europe, created really heated debate. And let me tell you, I have to also mention about myself that I've been in the EU business for more than 12 years. And I always advocated for smart regulation. And I was hoping that the Commission, under the President, Mr. Juncker, will follow the smart regulation principle. Unfortunately, this piece of legislation is not what I consider a smart regulation. Every legislation, first of all, any proposal on legislation must be based on the impact assessment study and broad public debate. This was not the case. I am happy that the European Parliament took on board many concerns of all of you that you mentioned, and we are ready to continue to work with you, because at the end, what I want to achieve is to have something which makes sense, which is implementable, and which can be enforced also in the member states. It's very unfortunate that we received the data from the Member States and from the Commission only recently, and it clearly shows that the concerns that you raised are fact-based. Now, Mr. Alexis, I do agree with the main purpose of the legislation. So myself, I say yes to unified rules on deactivation of firearms, yes. And please, this is your role to come up with the final result of the deactivation rules as soon as possible. I say yes to better exchange of information about the EU member states, and yes to fight against illicit trafficking. I also say yes to improve marking rules facilitating traceability of firearms. So, where I say no, I say definitely no to any broad ban of firearms currently legally held, which has no basis in security concerns. And I sincerely hope that together with our rapporteur, Mrs. Vicky Ford, she will join us in a while, we will manage to find a compromise and deliver a reasonable, smart legislation. Thank you very much.